Hello and welcome again to this second part of dynamic memory allocation. In this part we will learn about pointers to pointers, realloc and how to use realloc. We will learn how to allocate pointers to pointers, how to free it, how to use them. More level of indirections are not needed in practice and therefore are not part of discussion. As you can see, I have declared a character pointer to pointer str underscore array. Why array? Because a pointer to pointer or a simple pointer is like an array. It points to continuous locations in memory and initialize it to null. Look at the syntax, how this is done. The cast is char pointer to pointer and size of is char pointer, because a pointer to pointer will store pointer to that type, that is str array will point to character pointers. It's a pointer to pointer, so it will store address of a pointer, and those pointers are this one, and this one, which I have malloped again. And this time I need one level of indirection because the second one is already taken care of, and then I allocate 20 characters for both, and the type is now char, not char pointer. And then I perform strcpy and I print them, and this is how you free them. The freeing goes in the reverse direction. You first allocated str array, but you must free it last. And then we have an infinite string. Suppose you want to take input of an infinite string, then how would you do it? I have a plain character C and an integer I initialized to 1. So I first allocate 10 characters to our infinite string, and then I start taking input in a while loop till \n or enter is pressed. Then since I was 1, I subtract 1 into that and input or assign C to that, and then I increment I. Now as soon as my buffer of 10 characters is filled, which I detect by using the modulus operator, and then I allocate 10 more characters to infinite string by calling realloc. And finally I free this. One thing should be done is you should say pointer inf underscore str plus I minus 1 is equal to \0 for string termination. Let's try to run this program and see if we get the correct output. So as usual, Eclipse won't print the true strings first. We need to give input first. That is the weirdness of console. So I gave a big string as input. Okay, I think I'm on project. Let's run this. Okay. So you see the big string is produced here. So let's run this again. So I gave even bigger. So you get all the characters which you input, and you have been given first string and second string. Be very careful about the syntax when you are dealing with pointer to pointers. Otherwise, most of the time it will be syntax error, or it may result to runtime error also if you try to use illegal syntax, which the compiler may not detect, but at runtime it will crash. Most of the time compilers will tell you, because modern compilers are very smart. GCC is very smart in detecting these errors, and make sure you do not have warnings. I have already said about this flag -wall, warning all. You should enable by default. This is enabled in Eclipse, and you should not try to disable it in Makefile. And so we saw how realloc is useful in allocating as much memory as we want progressively. The advantage of doing progressive allocation is that you do not request operating systems for a big chunk of memory in the very beginning when you really do not need it, because you do not know if I am going to need it or I will not need it. The string which I am taking as input may be one character also. So why allocate a big chunk of memory when we don't need it? So as we need, we see our buffer is full, then we allocate more. Then we see, okay, our buffer is again full, then we allocate more. Realloc is a very useful function, and in C++ you will see there are, if you learn C++ later on, you will see there are data structures which automatically adjust their size. So that is done by using realloc. So that's it for dynamic memory allocation. Happy coding.